I have a dream that one day, yes, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Amen.
Tonight we acknowledge the life and legacy of one of our nation's greatest heroes, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., by honoring the winners of the Prodigies for Peace essays and art contests. It's also a time for each of us to come together to reflect on why we celebrate the life and times of Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King was a member of the NAACP. And the NAACP, along with other civil rights organizations, provided an infrastructure, a vehicle that helped Dr. Martin Luther King organize and facilitate the success of the civil rights movement. So watching and listening to Dr. King and others impacted my life. That's why I chose to continue the legacy of activism and wanted to participate in the NAACP, the oldest civil rights organization in the world. And although we have made much progress, discrimination is still alive and well. We must not forget Dr. King's legacy. I believe it's my duty, I believe it's our duty to act, to capitalize on our gains, and at the same time, to do whatever we can to make sure that we eradicate racism, sexism, and all the other injustices that infect our society. Our job is to continue our march toward fulfilling the dream and providing opportunity and equity for all by being a bit of a freedom fighter in our own way. And I'll end with a quote from King's letter from a Birmingham jail in 1963. He says, "I cannot sit idly by in Atlanta and not be concerned about what happens in Birmingham. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." So thank you.
Well, good evening, and thank you, Janice, for emceeing this event this year. We have had the opportunity to have the Prodigies for Peace event the last several years, and it's a great opportunity for us in this community to highlight the young people throughout Snohomish County, to hear from them, to, through their own words, illustrate for us their vision of unity, their vision of opportunity and equality. And as we all know, both in policymakers as well as parents, I think in every walk of community, it is through the eyes and the actions of our youth that this world will be shaped and our community will be improved. So empowering our young people and showing them support through events like this really is what we're all about in Snohomish County, but more importantly, I think if we're really to capture the essence of so many of the speeches that Dr. King provided us, he talked about the future, and who better to place the future in the hands of than our youth continually. Now on to the good times. And this is all about good times, isn't it? It's about our young people. It's about their future. It's about their ideals, their vision, how they want to communicate, what they see today, what they want to do tomorrow. And it's about us recognizing them for their successes, for their hard work, and the future they want to build in this community and around this great country that we call home. And I get the great opportunity of introducing our first new category, which is the adult category. And then I get the great opportunity of introducing our high school essay contest winners. Well, our first place award in the adult essay category, and we're only giving out just one award in this category this evening, goes to Marcus Smith. That's right. Marcus was born on July 21st, 1986 in San Diego. Growing up, he was the youngest of 5 children in a single-parent household. Although he was a smart young man, he says he never took school seriously, never really felt engaged or focused on his education. But he always had a good heart with good intentions. He says he struggled and had to overcome many obstacles to get where he is today. He graduated from my alma mater, Mariner High School, in 2004. Judge Lucas, your alma mater as well. Do you want to sing the song later? No, but I'll put it on YouTube for you. But it was the year before he graduated high school that Marcus was watching those around him hit rock bottom, and that he realized that his key to success would be through his education. Understanding the importance of positive role models, Marcus himself became a big brother through the Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization in Snohomish County, and he is currently working and pursuing his degree in business at Everett Community College. And I introduce you to Marcus Smith, and he's going to read for us his essay as our first place winner in our adult category. Marcus, congratulations.
Good evening, everybody. All right, so as a first-generation African-American college student, the words of Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech hit a chord in my soul for a long-term need in the Black community to be successful and positively prosperous. That it is every man's right to attain a good education in hopes of maintaining a lucrative career, to provide for himself and his household, to break the chain of illiteracy, unemployment, and lack of education from past generations, and to lead by example to show future generations that anything is possible no matter where you have come from or where you have been told you will end up. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. To me, the jangling discords of our nation refers to the ignorance and intolerance we have for one another as human beings because of topical and insignificant differences. I am currently in the process of assisting in creating a symphony of brotherhood throughout my community, and this begins with my peers and the youth. In the words of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build the youth for our future. Okay? And if we can transform the jangling discords of our youth and wean them towards a beautiful symphony of brotherhood, we will not only be given a fish, but teaching one how to, which has greater long-term effects. Dr. King's dream and vision of our country living in equality and positive productivity has become my dream and mission as well. In this, apart from leading by example, being a full-time college student and working part-time, I also find time to volunteer and give back to the community. As a big brother with the Big Brothers Big Sisters program of Snohomish County, and I got my little brother here as well, I can see that the need for brotherhood and positive role models starts at a young age. Countless times I have heard from different organizations' staff that there is a lack of male role models volunteering in the community, not to mention an extremely large lack of Black male role models. I have decided to dedicate my free time in showing the youth that there are positive Black men in the world with whom they can relate to and learn from, in an attempt to show all youth and people in general that we can be more than just the thugs and rappers portrayed on television and by the media. Volunteering with the youth through Big Brothers Big Sisters, Junior Achievement Program, and the Boys and Girls Club of Snohomish County, it is evident that the need for validation and acceptance is high within the young community, and that the positive validation and acceptance received from any walk of life is the determining factor of which road these youth will take. So if approval and acceptance is not found through the right channels, then it will be found elsewhere through means that may not be as positive, such as gangs and criminal activities. As an at-risk youth myself and reformed citizen, I see the importance of setting a positive example and how this, in effect, can assist in creating a symphony of brotherhood. So in relation to Dr. King, I too have a dream and understand that in fulfilling that dream of brotherhood among all individuals, it is important to lead by example and uplift the community by displaying a positive image and giving back to the community. Thank you.
I'm now going to introduce our high school essay winners. I introduce to you our 2 first place winners, and I will ask Faith if you would read your essay first. Thank you.
Hey, listen to this. Why don't Black people dream? I continued to do my chemistry assignment, ignoring the comment. I didn't think he could be talking to me, and I wasn't in the mood to determine his audience. Hey, I'm talking to you. It's because the last one who had a dream got shot. The boy looked at me, smiling, waiting for my response. Truth is, I didn't know how to respond. In that moment, many reactions would have been appropriate. I could have ignored him, labeled him a racist, or lectured him about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. so he'd understand why his joke wasn't funny. I probably didn't do the right thing, though, because I didn't do anything. I just shot him a cold look and continued doing my work like his joke didn't bother me. He retreated to his work as well, not pushing it any further. That night, his words replayed in my mind. I was infuriated that people crafted jokes like this to belittle the amazing things Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did for his country. Yes, he made an incredible I Have a Dream speech, and yes, unfortunately, he was shot. But the joke was ignorant. The King's brilliant dream changed a society that would have otherwise suffered with perpetual mistreatment of minorities. His dream is what allows me to sit in the same classroom as people who don't look like me. His dream is what gives me and other minorities hope that they too can have dreams, like being the President of the United States, for instance. Reflecting on all this, I decided I would give this boy the cold shoulder for the rest of the year. I wouldn't talk to him, and if the opportunity presented itself, I'd be curt towards him. Up until that day, I thought my school was the epitome of diversity. With all the different ethnicities attending, I perceived it to be a place where your differences in races or language were praised and not mocked. I began to doubt that, and then it hit me. My school is diverse, but just because you attend a diverse school doesn't mean everyone will automatically appreciate that diversity. Being ethnically different, I am empowered with an ability to be a factor in giving others a diverse environment. This helped me to understand that if I stopped talking to this young man, I'd be taking away from the mixing of cultures that takes place in my school environment, but more importantly, ignoring him would take away from the idea Martin Luther King Jr. had of creating a symphony of brotherhood. I came to the conclusion that I would build a relationship with my peer so that I could somehow change his insensitivity to racial discrimination, and I was willing to bet he'd learn on his own that racial jokes were inappropriate. About a year has passed since that day in my chemistry class. The young man and I are good friends now. One day I asked him if he remembered the joke he told me last year, and he said he didn't, so I reminded him. After I told him, he wasn't laughing this time around. Instead, he was embarrassed of his ignorance and apologized for something he did a year ago. My cultural background is a token given to me so that I can enrich others' conception of diversity. By embracing this token, I can help create a symphony of brotherhood wherever life takes me. I believe Martin Luther King Jr. chose the exact words, symphony of brotherhood, because he knew that symphonies don't consist of one sound. There are many different sounds and tones put together to make the masterpiece. It is our differences that create the beautiful music. All the different sounds come from all the different races and backgrounds. The perfect symphony would be a world where everyone got along with everyone, regardless of race, religious beliefs, or creed. By using my ethnic token and being a part of people's lives, I can make Dr. Martin Luther King's vision become my own and conduct all of my brothers and sisters as our generation makes advances toward becoming one symphony of brotherhood, passing down our beautiful songs to generations after us.
This year, fans of the National Football League have become familiar with the phenomenon known as Tebow time, the sensational end-of-game performance led by Tim Tebow, the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Tebow, a running athlete, has been the cause of many arguments and variations of opinions, but throughout the season there has been one constant question raised on many sports talk shows. Is Tim Tebow, a white quarterback, receiving a pass that black athletic quarterbacks before him have not received? In Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, he said America should be able to create a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. To me, brotherhood coincides with full-fledged equality. Questions such as ones that compare Tim Tebow to other races do not derive from a place of equality, but division. It is this type of division that prevents the music from this symphony of brotherhood from being heard. To truly live Dr. King's dream and create a nation of brotherhood, there must be a persistent effort amongst Americans to assail sources of division and embrace the notion that we are all equal citizens. One major source of division amongst Americans of all races is our stereotypes. Whether you like it or not, there's a stereotype waiting for you. The ugliest aspect about stereotypes is that they act as barriers against opportunities that an individual may be interested in. There is a reason why a vast number of black youth look at the NFL or NBA as a primary career goal as opposed to the number of white youth who see otherwise. Stereotypes create social roles which over the years have told black children they couldn't be president, told Asians they must be a doctor, or told white youth they would never pan out in the NBA. To create a full symphony of brotherhood, we as a society have to stop criticizing and applaud those individuals who decide to step out of the boundaries of their racist stereotypes. This is why, in my sophomore year of high school, I enrolled in my school's newspaper production class. Writing is not something commonly associated with African Americans, but the bottom line is that I am an individual, and as is every person in this country. Whether I write or do well in school, it shouldn't come as a surprise to the rest of the country. We are all humans with the same mental capacity to conquer anything we set our individual minds to. So stepping outside a stereotypical boundary should be greeted with praise. Hall of Fame football legend Deion Sanders once said that people don't condone what they've never seen, and this assertion fits America to a T. To create a symphony of brotherhood, our society must expect great things from every individual, whether or not the great thing fits their stereotypical guidelines. One other major source of division in our country occurs within our views on relationships. The most hypocritical thing I've seen in this post-King society are those people in full support of King's doctrine of equality, yet they frown upon interracial relationships. Here we are in the second decade of this new millennium, and yet when I walk around the mall with my girlfriend, being in an interracial relationship, I receive disapproving stares from various people throughout the mall. Black women give me this, "Why are you with an Asian girl" look, while other older Asian couples roll their eyes at my girlfriend. In response, we smile, hold hands tighter, and go on about our business. No one who disapproves of interracial relationships has been able to give me a credible problem with them. That's because there is no problem with interracial relationships. Love doesn't know race, it only knows love. To search for love through race is to set a relationship up for failure. If I'm happy in my relationship, then why should it matter if the girl I'm with is the same race as me? To create this society of equality, which leads to the symphony of brotherhood that King wished for, we can't deny the happiness between two people just because they aren't of the same race. In fact, their relationship should be applauded because they understand what the relationship was fully about, love. This concept of love must be expressed even outside of romantic relationships to create a symphony of brotherhood. For me, I make it a habit to show compassion for all individuals around me. I'm willing to give support to all people in this country because I know that that person has value to this earth no matter what their cultural background is. Mutual love between everyone is what is needed to create a symphony of brotherhood. Dr. King left this earth with plenty of work left unfilled. As a country, we owe it to him to continue his legacy and finish the business that he couldn't finish due to his untimely death. It is not enough to sit idly and say we are equal. We have to show we are equal. We have to stop the prejudice. We have to stop the stereotypes. We have to show we are equal. We have to spread love, support compassion, and kindness to all citizens in this country because we all deserve equality. We hear it all the time that our country still has a long way to go before we are truly equal and that it'll only get better with time. But why let time be the medicine toward injustice? If we want to create a symphony of brotherhood, a fully equal America, then we must start now.
So moved by the idealism and the voice that we've heard from the young people tonight. And you know, I think the greatest hope that I have for all of us is that we never lose that idealism, but it's just so refreshing and so honest to hear what has come from our young people right from the heart. And I can't help but believe our future is going to be incredibly bright. Our first place winner is Marzia Sarazi. She was born in Pakistan in 1999. At the age of 5, she and her mother immigrated to the United States. She started school at Hazelwood Elementary in Linwood, and she didn't know English very well. In fact, she refused to go to school for that very reason. She's now in the 6th grade and extremely proficient in her language skills. Her interests are in reading and writing. She's versatile in English and Urdu, and is learning Arabic. She plays the violin, plays in the school orchestra, and is learning to play the keyboard. She wants to attend Harvard University and become a medical doctor. Congratulations.
Have you ever been threatened or harassed by the way you look? Have you ever been stared down? Have you ever been treated unequally? If so, you're not the only one. There are a lot of people, especially in America, that get treated unequally, just like me. Like Dr. King, I have a dream as well. A couple months ago, my mom and I went to go visit my mom's aunt in California. At security check, the policeman gave us a really hard time. They made us go through this machine which gave the security an x-ray of our body. I think they thought that we had some sort of bomb in us. Then they checked our scarves. When they were checking my scarf, my mom thought that was very rude because I was just a girl. Finally, they let us go. Dr. King also said, whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. This quote is also like, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. But this means to me that if one thing is damaged, then it affects everything. For example, if you have a sea of dominoes that are all connected, then if you touch one, then all of them will get ruined. This is what will happen to our country if we don't stop the injustice everywhere. If this injustice keeps going on that way, then we will not be able to transform the jangling discords into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. If this injustice keeps going on this way, then anyone who is not American will have a really hard time in America, the land of the free. My priest still has to get stuck at airports. I think this is just nonsense. I am part of We the People. My priest had to stay at the airport for hours and hours. When they made my priest stay at the airport, they sometimes took him to the meeting room. There he had to answer a lot of questions. Dr. Kim's dream and vision of our country became my dream and vision in creating a symphony of brotherhood because I also believe in the dream Dr. Martin Luther King had and has. I believe that everyone in this country should be free. After all, it is the land of the free. As Dr. King hoped to see everyone working together in the symphony of brotherhood, I do too. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If this injustice is happening in the airport, then this injustice could go around the world. I don't want everyone to stare at me when I'm walking home or when I'm going shopping. Other than my experience, what do you think this quote means? Dr. King also said, faith is taking the first step even if you don't see the whole staircase. This means to me that if you have any dreams or goals you need to achieve, you need to work hard on your dreams or goals since the beginning, even if you don't see a crystal clear path in front of you. Thank you.
And finally, our first place winner is Zenaida Zabalza. Zenaida, there you are. Come on up. Zenaida is in Mrs. Jewell's 5th grade class at Hawthorne Elementary. She was born in Arlington and is 10 years old. Zenaida is the daughter of Beatrice and Percy and has a sister named Alexa. She likes to read autobiographies and talk with her friends. Zenaida hopes to become a physical therapist when she grows up. So Zenaida, great essay, congratulations, and I think you're going to share that with us. Yes, go for it.
My dream is, Martin Luther King had a dream. His dream was that all people had equal rights. Some people couldn't go to the same places that white people went to. Black boys and girls didn't have or get a good education.
Okay. Martin Luther King tenía un sueño. Yo también tengo un sueño. Okay. Su sueño era de que todas las personas tuvieran derechos iguales. Algunas de las personas no podían asistir a los mismos lugares que las personas blancas. Los niños y niñas de color no recibían o se les daba una buena educación.
I have a dream too, a dream I have for myself. My dream is to become a person that helps kids that can't move their own bodies. My mom's friend has a son like that, and I want to help him move his body again.
Yo tengo un sueño también. Un sueño que yo tengo para mí mi sueño es de ser una persona que ayuda a niños que no pueden mover su cuerpo.
My family dream is that we're all together. Some of my family right now is in different places. So wait.
Mi sueño para mi familia es que siempre estemos juntos. Algunos de mi familia ahorita no estamos en los mismos lugares. Podríamos celebrar juntos.
My school dream is that everyone gets a good education, no one's education gets interrupted. When there are lots of kids fooling around, kids that are learning get distracted.
El sueño que tengo para mi escuela es que todos tengan una buena educación y que a nadie sea interrumpida. Cuando hay muchos niños jugando, los que estamos aprendiendo nos distraemos.
My community dream is that all kids stop bullying other kids. Lots of kids in my neighborhood get bullied. I will stand up for the kids that are getting bullied.
El sueño para mi comunidad es de que todos los niños dejen de intimidar a otros niños. Muchos niños en mi vecindad son intimidados. Yo defenderé a los niños que sean intimidados.
My environment dream is that people stop littering and writing graffiti. We have a center in our community and they ask if you would like to help up clean up in people's yards. Our neighborhood picks up garbage to help the environment.
Okay. El sueño para mi medio ambiente es que las personas dejen de tirar basura y hagan graffiti. Tenemos un centro en mi comunidad y ellos nos preguntan que si podemos ayudar a limpiar el jardín de la vecindad. Mi vecindad recoge basura para ayudar al medio ambiente.
My world dream is that everyone lives in peace and to end all world hunger.
Mi sueño para el mundo es de que todos vivan con paz y acabar el hambre en el mundo.
Thank you.
I want to take a moment before we introduce the art winners. There are a few things I'd just like to add. If everyone could just take a moment and look around you. Look at who's sitting to your left and to your right and behind you. Let's just celebrate the diversity that we have here in this room today. It's not just about racial and ethnic diversity. It's just not about age or ability. This represents the entire community here in Snohomish County. And this is the community that Dr. King would have wanted us to have, would have wanted us to enjoy. So we should just take a moment and be thankful that we can all come together and celebrate his legacy in this way. So with that, I would like to announce our art contest winners. So for grades 6 through 8, and I see we have some of the artwork on display, we are actually giving 2 awards this year for first place in the 6th through 8th grade category. The first winner that I want to announce is, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, is it Kyra Owens? Is Kyra here? Kyra may not be here tonight, so we'll just assume I pronounced it right. Kyra is an 8th grader at Eisenhower Middle School. She lives with her dad, her aunt, and her 2 pets. Her favorite subject in school is art, and she loves the manga symphony. In the future, she hopes to become an animation artist. So let's give her a round of applause, even though she's not here. And our second winner for first place in the 6th through 8th grade category is Maya McLaughlin. Maya, are you here? Is it Mia? Mia. I apologize. Mia McLaughlin. Congratulations. So Mia is an 8th grade at Stanwood Middle School. She lives with her younger brother, JT, and as far as her favorite book is concerned, she enjoys the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. She enjoys karate and is an advanced green belt. I'll just stand over here if that's okay. I did pronounce her name wrong, so I'm a little worried. Loves drawing, dancing, and science team at school. Her favorite color is blue, and she loves cheese. Cheese? She loves cheese. She enjoys listening and dancing to pop music and watching Pokemon on Saturday mornings. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is her favorite movie, and she thinks tigers are amazing creatures. She describes them as strong, proud, and majestic. Math has always been her favorite subject in school because it's like solving puzzles. However, creative thinking in her art class is equally important to her, and she says that's where she finds the perfect blend of logic and imagination. After graduating high school, her goal is to study at the University of Washington and become a pediatrician. Mia, congratulations. We're now in the grade 9 through 12 category, the last category for the evening. And we have 2 awards to hand out. The first is for our finalist as an honorable mention. Brittany Merzin. Brittany, are you here? So Brittany is in the 10th grade at Lake Stevens High School. She has 2 sisters and a brother and 2 loving parents. She says they are a very close family, and she actually claims that they all like each other. I'm sure they do. I'm sure. No, her favorite books are the Percy Jackson series and Neil Shusterman books, and she loves a variety of music. At school, she likes hanging out with friends. Her favorite subjects are art and digital design, and she plans to attend college and eventually have a career in graphic art. Brittany, congratulations. And now for the last award that we want to hand out tonight. Before I announce the winner, although it's not much of a surprise because you all have these programs in front of you, I want you to take a moment and take out your program and look at the front cover, if you will. Because the name of the winner is in the bottom right corner. Dorothy Song drew this. She used a computer graphics program and a tablet to create this original piece of art. So even before I introduce her and say anything about her background, I just want to give her a big round of applause. Very, very good job. Dorothy is in 12th grade at Mariner High School. She has 1 sister and a younger brother, and a cat named Chocolate. Her favorite book is Walter Moore's books, including the City of Dreaming books and Rumo. Her favorite color is green, and her favorite pastimes are badminton. Maybe I'm not reading this right. Pastimes. Her favorite pastimes are badminton and sleeping. I couldn't agree more. In the future, she hopes to attend college, study art, and travel. Once again, Dorothy, congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, we can. It was the creed written into the founding documents that declared the destiny of a nation. Yes, we can. It was whispered by slaves and abolitionists as they blazed a trail towards freedom. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. It was sung by immigrants as they struck out from distant shores and pioneers who pushed westward against unforgiving wildernesses. It was the call of workers who organized, women who reached for the ballots, a president who chose the moon as our mission, and a king who took us to the mountaintop and pointed the way to the promised land. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can to justice.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can to equality.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can to justice and prosperity. Yes, we can to opportunity and equality. Yes, we can heal this nation.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can heal this world. Yes, we can. Si se puede. Yes, we can.
Martin Luther King Jr. is a hero to me because he was able to not only see that there was serious wrong going on in this world, but able to not have the fear of expressing that. Even though, ultimately he lost his life for the fight for struggle, he wasn't afraid to go and just fight for, justice and everything. And I think it's really inspirational that he was able to note that everybody was equal, everybody was an individual, and seeing that, it makes me know for sure that that's the way this world should be, and that's the way I try to live my life, by speaking to other people.
I think the message from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is basically that everybody should be created equally. Like skin color shouldn't matter. We should all just unite and love each other regardless of any differences we have. And I think that he really believed that everyone's created equal and we're all brothers and sisters, and so I try to live out his dream and believe that too.
My whole point in this essay, as was last year in my essay, is just the stressing of individuality and accepting others, eliminating stereotypes, noticing that everybody in this world, is an individual person. One thing that we always learn when we're children from like television shows like Barney or Teletubbies is that, you're all individuals, no one is like you, but yet when we get older and we step into society and we see these stereotypes and generalizations, we start to lose track of that. But the truth is, we all think differently from one another, and you can't characterize somebody by what their stereotypes are supposed to say.
In a nutshell, my essay was about an experience that happened to me with a young man who said kind of a racist joke about Martin Luther King to me. And I talked about how I reacted to that joke and how I'm ethnically empowered to spread diversity because of the color of my skin, and how I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. Throughout my lifetime, I hope to just stay humble and stay involved with everybody around me and spread diversity wherever I go, and talk to different cultures and visit different places and just really experience all the different opportunities there is in different cultures and expand my horizons.
Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. For I say to you today, my friends, even though we face the hardships and difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
I have a dream that one day,
yes,
this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia,